Hello Valley Region TSA, my name is Bethany Hinshaw, and I'm your 2020-2021 Valley Region Parliamentarian. I'm here to talk to you about the high school competition Photographic Technology and the middle school competition Digital Photography. Let's begin by reviewing the rules. Both digital photography and photographic technology are two-round competitions. You submit a photo portfolio, and the 12 semifinalists compete in a second round, where they have 2 hours to fulfill the challenge provided by the judges. The semifinal round occurs only at the state and national level, not at the regional level, so we're going to focus mostly on the first round portfolio. The portfolio requirements differ between the middle school competition digital photography and the high school competition photographic technology. Both competitions have a theme, which this year is nature. You will have to write a paragraph on your interpretation of the theme for both competitions. When it comes to photos, you take 4 if you are competing in digital photography, and include both the original and edited versions in your portfolio. For photographic technology, competitors are required to take 5 photos, 2 color, 2 black and white, and 1 final choice photo. You are only required to put in the edited versions. For both competitions, you must include a description of the image and the edits you made. Digital photography requires an explanation on how the image addresses the theme, and photographic technology requires that you include the settings you took each photo with. Finally, you're required to include a page listing the resources you used in creating your portfolio, like the software you used to edit your photos. This is the rubric for digital photography, available in the Middle School Competitive Events Guide. The rubric is the most important part of the rule guide because it's what the judges use to evaluate your work. When you're finishing up your portfolio, take some time to look at the rubric. If you're short on time, focus on the aspects that are worth more. For digital photography, that's principles and elements of design in the first round, or how your photos are composed. In the semifinal, it's demonstration of the theme. This is the rubric for photographic technology, available in the high school competitive events guide. The first round category worth the most is resources and references, so spend some time getting that page right. The semifinal category worth the most is principles and elements of design. That's it for the rules. Next, my top 4 tips for competing in digital photography and photographic technology. Tip number 1, check your settings. When you take a photo, there are several factors that affect how the photo will look: aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and exposure. These determine whether your photo is in focus and how light or dark it is, so it's important to double check and make sure they're correct. Tip number 2, be creative. To succeed in TSA photography, it's important to be creative. Take unique photos that no other competitor will. That will set you apart from your competition. Tip number 3, double check your paperwork. If you've been in TSA for a few years, odds are you've been disqualified from a competition at some point. One common way to get disqualified is to forget part of your entry, often digital or physical paperwork. Double checking to make sure you got everything will help prevent you from being disqualified. Tip number 4, make sure your photos tell a story. This is the most important part of photography. Photographs are meant to tell a story. When you take a photo, consider how you can best compose it to tell the story you want to tell. Edit your photo to enhance that story. Write a description that helps the reader understand that story. Let's move on to the final section of the video, 3 beginner's mistakes and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1, forgetting equipment. This is an easy mistake. To avoid leaving equipment behind, plan your shots. By planning ahead, you'll know what you need to bring. If you're planning on taking pose photos, bring a tripod. If you're shooting from far away, bring a long lens. If you want a photo with a blurry background, bring a lens with a low minimum aperture. When you're preparing to compete in the semifinal round, make a checklist and consult the rule guide to make sure you've got everything you need. Mistake number 2, not charging camera batteries. This is another mistake that's easy to make. Having a camera run out of battery can wreck a photo shoot. To prevent this from happening, charge the batteries, or if your camera has disposable batteries, replace them every few photo shoots or after a longer photo shoot. Mistake number 3, over-editing photos. You don't have to be a beginner to make this mistake. Many people edit photos simply to have as many edits as possible. Edits should enhance the story told by the photo. To avoid over-editing, keep it simple. Do some cropping, exposure correction, saturation, similar edits. Avoid things like applying several complex filters and adding blurs to every photo. Those edits have their uses, but not in every photo you take. That's it, everyone. Thanks for watching and have a great day.